They capped off their 6-game road trip 5-1 after beating the Indiana Pacers last night, 137 to 130. To see LeBron James still being aggressive, being that third highest usage player on this team. Luka Doncic still getting his 40 points very, very efficiently. And then Austin Reeves still getting to his bread, still getting to his brother, still getting to his spots. The Lakers trio has gotten better throughout the second half of the season. And we always have that conversation on who are the role players that are going to step up. Marcus Smart's been out the lineup. The Lakers still are going to need him to be that defensive anchor. DeAndre Ayton, I know he was out last night, but it was good to see the Lakers that 6-game road trip on a high note. Keep elevating, keep on building that momentum, and see if the Lakers can finish off their NBA regular season on a high note and secure that third seed. Who can the Lakers match up with potentially in the Western Conference first round of the playoffs? We've seen a game last night, the Rockets and Timberwolves. I got some thoughts about that. And of course, there's some things centered around who is the actual leader of this team. We'll talk about all of that, but you already know what we have to do. We have to talk about Pachanga Resort Casino, and you can play your perfect combination at Pachanga Resort Casino, the official Native American resort and casino of the Los Angeles Lakers. Skip the traffic. Head on over to Pachanga Resort Casino just off I-15 in Temecula. Visit pachanga.com or call 888 Pachanga for reservations and for more information. So I came here the other day when we realized when LeBron James had 0 points at the half, and that was that Detroit Pistons game. And I said it the following day is that the Lakers, him being the third highest usage player, and him being in that new role, and him embracing that new role, allowing Luka Doncic, allowing Austin Reeves to still get their bread and butter, LeBron James still has to be aggressive. The Lakers still need him to be LeBron James in certain spots. And when I say in certain spots, meaning being able to go downhill, being able to bring a different type of offense to this team. By the way, 10% of LeBron's field goals this season are dunks. That is his highest rate since 2016 and 17, and it's the third highest rate of his entire career. Just to throw that quick golden nugget at you guys. But seeing how LeBron James, I get it, the Indiana Pacers, they're a tanking team. And it's very, very funny how Pacers, they have that win against the Orlando Magic. And, of course, when the Lakers come into town, you got to expect everyone to suit up. Of course, Pascal Siakam plays. Of course, Andrew Nemhard plays. Of course, Aaron Nesmith plays. Of course, Obi Toppin plays. All of a sudden, these guys are ready to go when the Lakers come to town. Now, Lakers got up to much more than 20 points, a lead, but that's a Pacers team. They did not quit. They had an end of scoring 45 points in that fourth quarter. And there's a moment in that last stretch in that fourth quarter where you had to realize, what is going on? How are they able to chip away? But at the end of the day, Lakers were able to secure that win. 130 points is a lot to give up, but that's just a pace that the Indiana style and that the Indiana Pacers play at. They love to run up and down, and it was good to see the Lakers just go out there and what we always say, take care of business. Go out there and beat the teams that you are supposed to do. And then look, I know what you guys are going to be saying. Hell, even Bronny James got minutes. I know you guys in the YouTube chat want to say that. He had some useful minutes in the 13 minutes that he played. Got a nice little back cut, got a dunk in the lane, played some good defense, getting in the passing lanes. It was good to see Bronny get out there and get a little bit of action. I'm not going to sit and go on a Bronny rate, a whole tirade about it. But for real, it was good to see that, him sharing the basketball court with LeBron James. And speaking of LeBron James, there's one clip that I want to show you guys is that you can see that LeBron is having fun out there. And the fact that he's still doing this at the age of 41. And I believe we do have this clip. And he's literally skipping through the lane, doing Euro steps, and two guys try to block his shot. And you see LeBron James just sit there. After he gets it, it's Siakam, and then it's Aaron Nesmith trying to block his shot, and he's sitting there pointing at him like, look, I'm still able to do this at the age of 41. The skip to the lane, Euro step, by the way, I know you guys know that I hoop a little bit here and there. I got that move in my arsenal. I do. I got the little skip to the lane. I got that Euro step in my bag. But no, it's it's fun. It's good to see them go out there and actually enjoy playing with each other on the basketball court because the narrative that was surrounded with this team before they started going on with um with all this drama and figuring out what's going on with the trio and why is it not working because we had that and I was quick to be on it as well that this trio is not going to work because they're three similar guys, meaning Luka Doncic needs the ball in his hands to get able to score. Everything he does is off the dribble. That's his bread and butter. And then you look at Austin Reeves. What does he like to do? He likes to have the ball in his hands. He likes to create opportunities for himself, but for others. And you add LeBron James, who literally has to do the same thing, having the ball in his hands, take guys off the dribble, create opportunities for others. You have three of those guys on the basketball court. And LeBron James, at the age of 41, you can't expect him to be your best defender. Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, you know that they are still a liability on the defensive end of the basketball court. But credit to JJ Redick. He figured it out. Credit to LeBron James buying into that third highest usage rate. Credit to Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves still finding a way to create, still finding ways to each of them to get their own shots and get the right opportunities to create their own shots. There's been a lot more fluid movement. The ball movement has looked good. Now I just get worried because with all the success that's coming into this second half of the season, I really, really, really hope it carries over into the playoffs. And again, we should just be enjoying basketball. We should just be enjoying the product that is out there with the Los Angeles Lakers and how they have been playing. Because we expected them in that 6 game road trip. We're like, hell, just win at least 3 of those games. And no, they came out there and won 5 of them. Easily could have went 6-0 in that road trip. Most likely if Marcus Smart played, if he would have been out there in that rotation, him being that point of attack defender, him being that guy to lead this team. And that's exactly who, when I propose that question, who is a leader of this team? It's Marcus Smart. We'll talk about that right now. But the fact that they went out there and went 5-1 on the road trip, and then now they're coming home, they got the Nets, they got the Washington Wizards, keep on stacking those wins, and all of a sudden they go rolling in to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and hopefully they can go out there and compete with them. Cavaliers are kind of up and down since they acquired James Harden. They're still trying to figure out their rhythm. They're still trying to figure out their rotation. Let's see what Lakers can do, but it's a one game at a time, and that's how the Lakers treated that road trip. And I think what really stood out for me during that road trip, if I'm really being honest with you guys, is all of them suiting up on that second night of a back-to-back against the Miami Heat. That literally told me and told a lot of people who have been tuning into the Lakers that they're serious and they're on a mission and they're on a goal. You see reports being out there that LeBron actually believes in his team. You are starting to see it. You're starting to see the chemistry grow. You start to see them do events outside of out of the basketball court. We weren't seeing those pictures earlier this season. Them hanging out, doing stuff off of the basketball court. We were seeing Luka Doncic do a lot of stuff for the LA community. We were seeing him do stuff for his teammates, the e-bikes, all those different types of stuff. But seeing them actually hanging out with each other outside of basketball, just so you guys can go ahead and turn on the audio. Hopefully, they can hear what I have to say. So, with the Lakers and with who can be their leader and who is the leader of this team. Kept on going around, and you expect LeBron James to be a leader, right? You expect Marcus Smart to be that leader, right? I mean, not Marcus Smart. You expect Luka Doncic to be that leader, right? You expect Austin Reeves to be a little bit of a leader of this team, knowing how he has been with this Lakers team. No, the actual leader of this team is Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart made some comments, and he was sitting on a podcast, which I don't know which podcast he was on, but he was sitting down. It was a one-on-one sit down with them, and pretty much the question is, who is the leader of this team? Is it LeBron? Is it Luka? Is it you? Like, who is the most vocal one on this team? And Marcus Smart said he takes pride in being a leader in the locker room and helping guide this team. LeBron and Luka don't really talk as much, which I want to elaborate on. They be locked in, which is DeAndre Ayton. He's my guy. He is kind of all over the place. So I got to make sure that I regulate him and make sure everyone else is good. So you added veteran to this team. And we had a lot of ups and downs about Marcus Smart is because of his injury history, because we've seen him kind of move around from team to team. I know recently when he was on the Memphis Grizzlies, which the Memphis Grizzlies have been, a disaster. They have been a disaster, and there's a reason why they had to blow that team up. But you realize the reason Lakers acquired Marcus Smart. And no one thought that he would get back to that defensive player, six man of the year type of guy, right? And no, it's been the opposite. He has been a tremendous help with this Lakers team. He has been the real reason into why their defense has improved, if we're being genuinely honest. And it's not a knock on LeBron. It's not a knock on Luka if they're just locked in and they're not as vocal as Marcus Smart. Because if that's Marcus Smart's job and that's his role, okay, and they can just worry about the other things, LeBron and Luka, then there's something that's good. And if he has to motivate DeAndre Ayton's ass to play every night and keep him locked in, then honestly, so be it. I said it the Marco and Travis afternoon show is that Marcus Smart has been the real reason into what for getting the most out of DeAndre Ayton. You see it. I played clips for you guys on this show. Is he's pointing out DeAndre Ayton. If you just run your ass down the lane, you can get a layup. There's times where he's sacrificing his body, diving on the floor for loose balls. Hell, there's 40 seconds left in that Houston Rockets game and he's diving on the floor when the Lakers had a commanding lead. He sets the tone. He sets the energy for this team. And you do need that guy. And we were so curious into what this Lakers identity was. Who is the actual leader of this team? Why can't it be Luka and LeBron? Or why is it just not Luka? Or why is it just not LeBron? No, that's not the case. We are starting to come to the conclusion that Marcus Smart is actually that vocal guy. And there's not a knock on Luka. It's not a knock on LeBron. Him saying that they just be locked in. Because you know what? Have shown the winning streak has shown that it's okay for them, and they have a complete trust. And he's a veteran guy, so there's nothing wrong with Marcus Smart being the leader of this team. And honestly, him being that vocal guy, we honestly shouldn't have it any other way. Any other way. I know a lot of people. Why does LeBron get in the huddle, or why is he not, or why is Luka Doncic not fired up, or why is he not talking to his teammates? Why is he always throwing his hands up when the ball gets turned over, or DeAndre Ayton's not rolling to the basket? But you know what's helped? Marcus Smart being there and actually keeping the control on this team. And honestly, you guys might not like hearing this, but for Rob Pelinka and Lakers front office, this signing for Marcus Smart, it has panned out, and the signing has been going well so far. And this is a good one for Brian in the YouTube chat. Marcus has been smart all year for this team, and he has. Really, really has. Now his 3-point ball, hopefully that can start to find a little more of a rhythm. But other than that, we talk about this defense for this Lakers team, and he has been there for them. And hopefully he can stay healthy for the Lakers making real this ideal playoff push. But slow down a little bit. Got some more stuff in regards to this Lakers team. They're 5-1, ending on their road trip. They got the Brooklyn Nets coming up. Which, speaking of the Brooklyn Nets, I got something that I have to show you guys on the second half of the episode. But before we do any of that, let's let my partner Tom Pachanga give you guys a quick word.
At Pachanga Resort Casino, you can rock and roll, sip and slide, twist and shout. Play your perfect combination at Pachanga Resort Casino, official Indian gaming sponsor of the Lakers.
What is going on? Welcome back to Lakers Talk Daily. I read a very, very interesting. You guys are funny in the YouTube chat, man. Brian saying Marcus Smart gave DeAndre Ayton some better stuff. Now DeAndre Ayton is locked in. So you guys are hilarious in the YouTube chat, man. So the Lakers, like I said, they capped off their their 6-game road trip 5-1, and they, like I said, they got the Brooklyn Nets coming up. They got the Washington Wizards, and then they have the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they should go out there and beat the Brooklyn Nets. They should go out there and beat the Washington Wizards. Guarantee you, and I'm looking too far ahead, but I guarantee you for the Washington Wizards, I have no doubt that Trae Young is going to suit up. Knowing that he's been sitting out a couple of games and knowing that he did make his debut with the Washington Wizards a couple weeks ago, I know I'm looking far ahead. But coming to town, it's LA. Guarantee you Trae Young is going to try to go and put on a show for the Washington Wizards against the Lakers. But there's some more interesting stats in regards to this Lakers team. And seeing how Luka Doncic and how critical he has been as far as on the defensive end of the floor. By the way, his last 8 games, just in this stretch, do you guys realize what his stats are in his last 8 games? It is very, very unreal. 40 points, 50% from the field, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. Now, I know I've been very vocal in regards to the MVP conversation. And if Luka Doncic wasn't to win the MVP this year, totally understandable. I wouldn't even be mad at it. Shea was to win it. If Wemby was to win it, Jokic, you can always keep him in that consideration. I wouldn't even be mad. But just look at these numbers, man. You don't just do that just waking up. 40 points, 50% from the field, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. And also, guess what? You want to talk about Luka? Because I know everyone's saying that you got to be all around. You got to be able to play both ends of the floor, which I hope he can still get better at that. Luka Doncic's defensive impact this season. On the court, 115.9 defensive rating. Off the court, 121.5 defensive rating. He has 439 defensive rebounds. He is number 1 amongst guards. And he's top 10 in the NBA in steals. Hey, you guys like to talk about numbers, and you like to bring up numbers. The numbers have shown. Now, I'm not saying he's this lockdown defender. And I'm not saying that he is this guy you can rely on defensively. Understand, the numbers have shown 40 points in his last 8 games. That's remarkable. Now, my guy John said that he has some stats that he wants to throw at me. And I got to bring my guy John on because I know he's ready to go. He's got some more stuff that he wants to throw at me in regards to this Lakers team and some numbers. So I think he is ready to go, but we'll see if he's ready to go in a little bit. But it's just mind-blowing to me that we see it in there that he shouldn't even be in consideration or even in the conversation for MVP and his numbers, right? Should even be in consideration. And then you look at that and you look at his numbers, how can you not put him up there in MVP conversation? Especially when the Lakers have been winning. The way they have been winning. And the teams that they have been beating in the stretch. and the Thunder, they've been doing it all year long. The San Antonio Spurs, David Wemby's definitely been doing it all year long. But once again, you have to at least keep them in the conversations to being an MVP conversation. But John, I think you guys said you're ready. What do you guys got for me, man? What numbers, what stats do you guys have for me, brother?
Uh, Pleasure to be on Lakers Talk Daily always, as you already know. So we got a couple numbers to throw at you. You can see
Okay,
DFS in the back here.
what's good?
Luka Doncic, first
Yes.
player to average 40 points over a 6-game span, all on the road. Since guess who? Give me a guess who.
Okay, repeat that one more time.
Luka Doncic is the first player to average 40 points over a 6-game span, all on the road, since a certain player in 1986.
Can I just 86?
I just gave it to you right there.
Is it a Lake? Is he a Laker? Is he a Bull?
Michael Jordan, bro. This guy
That's crazy, man.
Michael Jordan numbers, dude. It's look, when you're on the stat sheet with Michael or Wilt, it's gonna be something crazy. Another one we want to throw out for Luka to, kind of further and bolster his MVP case. Most 40-point plus games before turning 28 years old. You have Wilt Chamberlain with 214, Michael Jordan with 103, Kobe Bryant with 67, 67, 67. Luka Doncic, bro, with 60. He's putting on an offensive flurry, something that we haven't seen, in a long time, bro. So Luka's climbing that MVP ladder, and personally, I think he could really ruffle some feathers, bro.
I mean, the numbers don't lie. We're literally seeing him put up 40 in 8 games, and it's been really, really efficient, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. It's remarkable what he has been doing this season. Now, to kind of shift our energy a little bit, John, I want you to stay on for me on this one. All right.
I'm with you.
So we come in on Friday, right? I mean, this
Mm-hmm.
Friday, and the Brooklyn Nets are coming into town. All right. Now, the Brooklyn Nets the other night they played against the Golden State Warriors, and I saw something. And you know that the biggest thing that has been going on as far as tanking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tanking in the NBA and how teams are tanking. Hell, we got an example of the Milwaukee Bucks starting to tank because they literally tell Giannis, sit your ass down. We're not going to play you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I saw this clip, and I think we do have it.
We have it ready to go.
All right, just
Rolling.
just put the clip up. So the Brooklyn Nets are down by 3. All right, and there were 6 seconds left.
Let's play it
Seconds
again.
left.
We'll play it a couple of times.
6 seconds left. And what the hell is that? And I get it because remember what happened to the Lakers and and this is two totally different teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Two totally different teams. All right. So Lakers and Nuggets, they're not taking. They're trying to get to a respective playoff spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially in a moment where the Denver Nuggets were fouling the Lakers and Ospreys had to miss the free throw on purpose. He was in the right spot, end up getting a bucket to tie the game up, correct?
Legendary moment.
Legendary moment, okay? I don't know if the Golden State Warriors are going to try to intentionally foul. Possibly so, right? Knowing that they have a 3-point lead, knowing that there's only 6 seconds left. But first and foremost, you had 6 seconds on the clock. And this dude, the way he shot the ball was like a hook shot from the full court line.
Oh, snap, man. I thought he was trying to make a pass at first, but he was making a real shot attempt right there.
Tell me if that's not egregious. That is tanking at its finest, no?
Yeah, the NBA has a problem. All jokes aside, like we're laughing about it, but the NBA has a problem, bro. This tanking thing, this, players not playing, injuries, all these different things. It's a problem. So that just
And so I want to get your thoughts as far as this because the whole Giannis news, and this is just all tying into tanking, right? The whole Giannis news and him saying he is saying that he's healthy. He is saying that he wants to go out there and play. Knowing that the Milwaukee Bucks are not most likely going to miss the playoffs this year, they're a couple of games behind to get in that final play-in spot. But the Milwaukee Bucks front office literally telling him, you know what, man, we're going to shut you down for the rest of the season. And with all the rumors speculating on him possibly being on the move, him possibly entering this offseason, he's going to be in a different uniform. hell, the whole trade deadline news. I think the Milwaukee Bucks franchise just got to the point where like we're kind of sick and tired of you. Now, I shouldn't say it like that. We're kind of sick and tired of the drama that has been going around. That we don't know what your possibly next move is going to be. So it's we're going to try to keep you healthy
We're
heading
gonna
into the
shut
offseason.
you down.
We're going to shut you down because if you are on the move, we got to make sure that we can potentially get the best value back for you. If I
Mhm.
am I wrong in believing that?
So this is a layered situation, in my opinion. Right? You got if you look at it from the Bucks ownership, their perspective. You're a GM, you're a coach. You're trying to get the most for a generational player, right? Yeah, I mean, Giannis is they don't just grow on trees. Like the fact that they even have a player like him, he's been a cornerstone for their franchise for the past like decade. So they're trying to get the most they can out of him. They want to shut him down because the way he plays, bro, it's like an injury could happen at any moment. They want to get something out of him. So I do understand that. But dude, like as a fan of the game, as someone who loves to watch, as someone who loves to play, I'm sure Giannis is probably just feeling terrible. He wants to play. And also, bro, do it for the fans. Like Milwaukee is a blue collar, hardworking town. I think they got a lot of breweries over there, a lot of people coming off work. They go into the bars. They're getting their Guinnesses, they're getting their drinks. They want to see some good basketball. They want to see Giannis, their hometown hero. I mean, he's the closest thing they have to a hometown hero from Greece. But they want to see a guy who's brought them a ring play for as long as they can before he, sets sail into a new, the right situation for him. I'm hoping he becomes a Laker, but we'll see.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if people in the YouTube chat are saying, like Brian says in YouTube, like taking is real. You got them
Yeah.
saying like that's brutal what the Brooklyn Nets did right there. I have full court shot that literally you had 6 seconds to get across half court, and if they foul, okay, you go to the free throw line. But that is what you call tanking at its finest. And again, the NBA can put out all these different rules. They can put out
Mm-hmm.
all these different things because you can't hate on teams like that when they're not going nowhere this season and they're trying to get that lottery pick. They're trying to get that guy that can potentially change their franchise. Correct. So I just thought that was really funny and a clip that I had to go out there and so everyone can see that there are some moments in this NBA season that is very, very egregious. And you know what? It sucks. Speaking of just in regards to guys who sit out, is that it does take away from people who can afford, who want to go out and see these guys and they're not suiting up.
Yep.
It's hard, and there's some real injuries out there. There's some guys who actually have serious injuries, but a little like strain or a little sprain, what like I don't know. Maybe I'm just wrong,
Nah,
but
D, I think you're right, bro. And I also think if the NBA doesn't get like a hold of this tanking issue, they're going to be calling for Adam Silver's head very soon. They're going to be coming up with pitchforks and torches, and they're going to be calling for his head because something needs to change with the product of this league. So
we'll see. Now I got one more thing for you, John. Before we cover this show, all
talk to
right.
me.
I was in agreement with everyone in the YouTube chat, and I said it myself as far as Lakers with their 10 games remaining. If they get close it out, I think 8-2,
Mm-hmm.
which is real. It's reasonable and it's very doable, especially the way that they are playing. That is a good way to head right into the playoffs with some good momentum. And if they do get matched up with Houston Rockets, which we witnessed, they are a complete disaster once again. They were up damn near 8 points in an overtime, and they still found a way to lose that game. So
Yeah.
I really, really want to see the Lakers get matched up with the Houston Rockets in the first round because that chemistry is all out the door. But as
Yeah.
far as the Lakers, what do you think will be the ideal record that they should try? Like the ideal record that they could end up with these last 10 games remaining.
Okay. So yesterday was the start of the last 10 games of the season against Indiana. So they're already 1-0. We talked about this, and my thought was you play OKC twice within those last 10 games. You play Cleveland once, and then the rest of the teams, for the most part, we should be able to handle, right? But I'm thinking like OKC twice, once at OKC, once at home. You play Dallas, you play Golden State, you play Phoenix, you play Utah. the Lakers should finish this road series. I mean, these last 10 games, I'm thinking like 9-1. Like one loss. Yeah, one loss to OKC. But every other team you can and should beat. There's no excuse to lose to Dallas. You can beat Utah, even though they've got some young guns that are really balling. Phoenix is without Dylan Brooks. We should have beat them with Dylan Brooks, but without Dylan Brooks, who's really their guy this season. I mean, Devin Booker's he's there too, but I think this is a team like the Lakers should handle business and close out the season strong. So yeah,
we'll see. We all we can hope that keep on stacking up these wins. But John, of course, man, thank you for always coming
pleasure.
on the show.
You know it.
Lakers have a chance once again to keep on stacking up the wins, keep on adding to the winning column, secure that third seed. As for myself, my guys in the YouTube chat, the people in the YouTube chat, and my guys in the back, John, DFS, everyone holding it down for on the social team, I will be talking to you guys tomorrow. Lakers got the Brooklyn Nets. Stack up another win. Keep this momentum rolling. But as always, we out.